I like romance books a lot, and I also know that I like adventure, fantasy-themed movies. But somehow, reading a romance fantasy book never crossed my mind. Could you imagine that? How much I've missed. On my often walks to the library to stare at cover books, I kept seeing this really pretty book. Never paid too much attention. Up until I was burning off my neurons on TikTok when I stumbled upon this TikTok here, where this girl, Alex Astor, is talking about her book that literally encompasses everything that I love. So naturally, I realized that Lightlark has been calling for me for a while now. So here we are. I literally breathed in the books. I aspirated them in 3 days. I didn't do anything else apart from sitting underneath my piano, which is my favorite place, and reading continuously. I did manage to read books in one sitting before, but never was I so desperate to find out what's going to happen in the book. The series finishes in a cliffhanger, but what's great is that 2 new books are going to be released this year. Now, before going back in time to me reading and commenting on the book, I really want to tell you what it is about. We are in a fantasy world where there are 6 realms, and every 100 years the rulers need to compete in a deadly competition called the Centennial so as to be able to break the curses that everyone is suffering from. Isla Crown is the ruler of the wildlings, and throughout her adventure, she's going to be facing a lot of betrayals, also forging alliances, and on top of that, we are going to have a lot of secrets and love, which is all the good stuff. We are already at the Centennial, and everyone is getting used to being here, and I already know that Celeste, the ruler of Starling, is going to betray her. I don't know why, but I just feel it in my bones. But Grimm is already here, and I am just speechless. I'm gonna read you something so you know what I mean. Excerpt number 1. So, Grimm says, I'm not sure what I enjoy more, seeing the way you grip a sword or the way your dress grips you. Now, Isla replies, and I don't know what I enjoy more, replaying the image of my sword against your throat or thinking about how your heart might look on my plate. Now, the curse of the wildlings is to eat the hearts of their lovers. So, Grimm's dark eyes flash with amusement. Careful, heart-eater, he whispered, towering over her, standing far too close. I might just give it to you. I don't know, it might not seem so interesting for you, but for me, I don't know. I like Grimm. I am already 50% in, and I've been reading for almost 3 hours, I think. I'm gonna get myself in a more comfortable position so I can talk to you and just sit like a normal person. So I really like that there is a lot of sunlight outside, and that just warms my heart as well as the book warming my heart. At some point, they are going to team up in 2-person teams. Isla is teamed up with Oro, the king of the realms. We are stuck with Oro, the complete opposite of Grimm, and once you show me Grimm, like there's no other love interest here. Nothing happened yet, but I feel like there's going to be something going on between Oro and Isla. And even though, I just don't like it. I don't like it. I haven't read any love triangle trope books, but the idea isn't the most appealing to me. I just want one man here to be with Isla. The story is so easy to read. 3 hours passed and I didn't notice at all. I didn't even eat anything or drink water or whatever, which reminds me that I need to take a break for that specific purpose. I think I am an easy reader to please because I just don't like getting bored. I want things to keep on happening and I want to find out certain secrets, and I love plot twists and action-packed chapters, and she is giving it to me. I like it. Also, there is this other ruler, the ruler of moonlings, which she doesn't really like Isla at all, but I kind of feel like she is a friend in disguise, even though she seems like an enemy. Now time for a break. And I'm going back to reading after that.
Oh my god. I mean, she was betrayed, but not by Celeste. But there is enough time for that. I'm literally shocked. I don't know what's going on. I am panting, and I really like Grimm a lot. And I just can't put this book down. I'm gonna continue reading. We'll see what's going on.
Sex scene. We have our first sex scene. It's spicy. Yeah, a little bit. But I'm blushing. I don't know. I just really like Isla and Grimm's energy and passion, and I just like a mysterious guy, and that's what Grimm is. I was really waiting for this scene. I'll be back. We'll see what's going on. Oh, I'm so curious. Let's see. I'm so sorry about the lightning, but it is midnight and I just don't want to light everything up so I can film this real quick. But I can't tell you anything about what's going on in the book. It's just full of plot twists and things changing and happening, and I don't know how everything got into this situation. So if I were to tell you anything, I would just spoil the whole entire thing for you. So trust me, if you like plot twists and secrets and all that, you are going to love this. I'm 89% in, so I'm almost done. I'll finish it and I'll come back to you with my final opinions. Hopefully I'm going to finish it in an hour because I am quite sleepy and I need to take my makeup off. I don't have a lot of it, but I'm never going to bed with my makeup on, so I'm going to finish it as fast as I can. I got more light because it is unacceptable. 1:40 a.m. I finished the book, but I just can't help myself. My brain is exploding. I need to know what happens. I'm gonna read from night shift, even though I wanted to go to sleep quite early. That's not what's going to happen. So what are 30 minutes plus or minus? I want to know what happened with Grimm and what's going on with Oro and Isla, and something real big changed with her, and now we'll just say that she has a lot of new things going on with her. And I'm going to move into bed. I'm going to talk to you tomorrow about what I read. I really like Lightlark. Thank you, Alex Esther, for showing me the way of fantasy romance books. Good morning, everyone. It's very late and I've already drank my cup of coffee. A disgusting coffee, I might add. And I already read 22% off Nightway. I just couldn't help myself. I had to read it. And well, before I'm gonna get into that, I wanted to add a few things about Lightlark because I think I've been a bit too secretive about it. So I'm trying my best to sort out and tell you the interesting stuff, but without telling you the interesting stuff. So what I neglected to tell you was that Isla Crown is actually powerless for most of the first book because she is led to believe that she doesn't have any powers at all, and that's how she was born. Actually, she does have power, and at the end of Lightlark, not only does she have a lot of power right now, but she has a lot more than, well, anyone else around her. Now, let's go back to the second book, to Nightbane, which at this point, the series is just comforting. I could read it indefinitely if it was never ending. Oro is somehow her partner right now because, well, I can't really tell you what happened, but Grimm just lost Isla's trust completely. I can't tell you any more than that, apart from the fact that it was very, very good and very annoying at the same time, but very, very good. So since Grimm is nowhere to be seen, Oro is helping her navigate her powers, among other stuff. Her connection to Oro is strong, yes, and they are good friends and more than friends, but there is no real passion. I need passion or tension. I mean, I am on Team Grimm, and even though I feel for Oro, I am very annoyed that he is interrupting my perfect love story and plotline. So, as I said, she is training right now, and she is kind of navigating herself and learning about her past while preparing for a disastrous encounter with Grimm. Might I add that Grimm really steps up to his bad guy reputation and declares war against everyone, including her. So we are lovers to enemies here. Let's go back to reading. Let me tell you more on what I think about this series. Usually my expectations are different because I adapt them to the type of book I'm reading. And Lightlark series is, up until now, a very enjoyable, easy read. And I don't really need to take breaks, which sometimes happens with more intricate books. And here I'm not talking about plot twists. I really like more complex books. The writing style confuses me a little bit, but at the same time it's exciting and makes me very curious. What I'm saying is that it's not only about the storyline and the plot. It is also about the writing style, which can give a certain vibe, a certain air and an atmosphere to the whole setting. So I would have liked Lightlark to have a more complex writing style. By no means am I saying I dislike in any way Lightlark series, because my god, it's one of my favorite series at this moment. But I'm focusing on what I like when I'm saying that. I would like to find a book that has everything I love in Lightlark with the depth of maybe classic books might be what I'm searching for. I want a little bit more depth to it, for it to be a bit more difficult to read. Not too much though. I am just guilty of always leaning towards the bad mysterious guy. That's what I'm doing now. I want and need Grief. Even though she is with Oro, she is remembering her encounters with Grin beforehand because she knew him already. And well, that's where I get what I want in this book. So that's what I am constantly looking for, her memories with Grimm. I've been reading all day and I am 74% in. I am totally invested at this point. The war is about to begin. She has all these memories with Grimm that she tries to push away at this point. We've had more than a few spicy scenes with Grimm on one hand, with Oral on the other hand. I also have 2 quotes for you, which you might like. So, in her memories, she works with Grimm towards a common goal. So they're not together. And at one point, Isla was attacked, and Grimm said, "Which one did this to you?" She didn't know what he would do or if she wanted to be the one responsible. "Fine," he said. "All of them then." There was a chorus of cracks as all their necks were broken in tandem. That's one. Then this is close to the end of the book. "So what are we then?" she asked. "If not strangers, if not enemies?" "I don't know," he said, "but I want to be the only person you glare at, Heart Eater. I want to be the only person you insult. I want to be the only name you speak in your sleep." His eyes darkened. "I want to be the only person who knows how to make you writhe against the wall." He studied her. "You know what? I want everything. I want to be greedy and selfish with you. I want all of your laughs, all of your smiles too," he frowned. "I would rather die than watch you smile at anyone that is not me." At this point, she is also, how can I put this so I don't spoil it for you? She's also tapping into her dark side, which sort of takes her closer to Grimm. I'll go back to reading because I have very little left to go and I really want to finish it. So it is quite late because I just continued reading, but I finished the book and I am telling you that I am completely mind blown again because so many things actually happened that I didn't know of, and they just changed the whole picture, and you understand why everything has happened and why Grimm is not only attractive, why would you choose Oro? Why? There's no reason for you to choose Oro, given why he started this war, which my dad is only for her benefit. Yeah, Anyway, so you understand better, I'm gonna give you a quote from the very last part of this book. Her voice was trembling. "If I go with you, will you leave? Will you stop the attack?" she asked. "No," Oro said, the word a plea. Grimm's answer was immediate. Yes. This war would have saved her life. That's a thing I can say. Alex Astor made me be obsessed over Grimm. It's not only that, I also like so much to read fantasy books. I am just there with them in this fairy tale, which is not real, unfortunately. Everything is so tangled, but at the end, it just makes sense. At some point, you're like, oh, okay, so that's what was actually going on. I just really like fantasy books, and obviously, I will continue reading Skyshade for a bit today because I can't help myself. I obviously continued reading for way too many hours last night, and although I'm glad about it, I am tired. First, let me tell you that a lot of things happened, and we found out a lot of things about Isla and how her powers actually turned out to create a very, very big mess for her and for everyone around her. I am really feeling for her because she didn't realize she could have created such a disastrous situation. I don't know how to tell you this without telling you everything, but she killed many, many, many people without wanting to do so. This has something to do with why Grimm started the war. So everything is very, very intricate, and I can't really tell you more than that because then I will start to unravel everything, and then it won't have that shock factor that you're probably looking for. It is outstanding how invested I am in this book. And in Skyshade, the whole thing is how can her and Grimm save her and everyone around them. So they're trying to fix this problem, and also they're fixing their relationship. Grimm is much more part of this book compared to the last one, where Oro was the love interest and we were getting Grimm only from her memory. She is trying to stay away from him, but doesn't really work out. You learn so much more about the Lightlark universe, and I just like it so, 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 so much. And also, I have a few quotes for you, which I think you might like. This is right at the beginning of the book, probably page 6 or 10, when he ended the war, and he explained this to her. "Heart," he said, "if waging a war for one woman is a crime, then please do consider me a criminal. If killing thousands to keep you alive is wrong, then consider me a villain. If loving you this much is my downfall, then consider me already on my knees." That's one quote, which I absolutely loved. Then this one is regarding him trying to win her heart again after he betrayed her, practically. "You're right, I don't know what love is. I don't know how to love. If you ever gave me another chance to love you, I would learn. I would learn the right way to love you." I think I have one more. Again, Grimm says this. "I said I would choose you over the world, every single time." He glances over at her and she nodded. "It's true. I would burn the world for you in a moment, without question." And now let me tell you what Oro says, so you can understand why I don't really understand Oro teen girly. So, at some point, Isla kills some really bad people, and Oro finds out. He tells her, "I don't recognize you." So the other one would kill everyone to save her. How can you prefer Oro over Grimm? I don't even know for how long I've been reading because, as I said yesterday, I think I went to sleep at 3 probably, and today I woke up at 8 and read up until now, and now it is 12:30, so midday. I could have made a 24-hour challenge easily. When I'm reading fantasy books, I can read constantly without stopping. Who would have known that this is my favorite genre? I needed a bit of sleep, to be honest with you. Weirdly enough,
I don't really want to I want to continue sleeping now, but since I woke up, I want to read and I want to finish the book. So that's what I'll do. But I'm gonna change my position because I'm going to fall asleep again. I finished the book. I absolutely hate and love Alex Astor at the same time. I mean, all of her books end up in a cliffhanger, which is absolutely great for her sales and, well, her books, but absolutely awful for my heart because I can't bear it, but I know I'll be the first one to read her next book. The only thing I'm going to tell you is that Grimm is back in the game. We have a really big threat right now. Her life and Grimm's life and a lot of other people's lives are at stake right now, and she needs to figure it out, but she took everything on her shoulders because she is searching for a way to fix everything without anyone dying. The only thing that's really frustrating about this is that I don't have the next book so I can binge on it too. Now let's talk a little bit about spice for the girlies that are interested in that. So this book isn't the spiciest of them all. The spice gets progressively more as you go through the books, but it is not the disgusting type. I really enjoyed the spicy scene from the first book because it was so anticipated, and I really wanted to see Grimm and Isla get together and like really show their emotions and see all the passion and all that. There is nothing outrageous, but if you don't like spice at all, I mean, okay, why? But I think you can get over that and really enjoy the books. I would say that this series is among my favorite books. There are things I didn't like. First thing, the love triangle trope isn't my favorite at all. I am very unsettled and frustrated about it. I don't like the idea of jumping from one love interest to the other, and that makes me very confused as a reader because I know who I'm rooting for, and I know who you'll be rooting for or who you're rooting for at this moment, and that's Grimm. Everyone is on Team Grimm. And if you're on Team Oro, then I don't know what's going on with you. But I am mad about all the Oro situation in the second book. Yes, Oro is a good guy, of course, but Grimm is the one who's best for her. It's frustrating and I kind of like it, but at the same time I don't like it. At one point in the last book, Isla is reading a letter from her dad, and it was way too brief for my liking. I would have wanted more depth, something that would truly resonate. And as an example, if you read Bitch Read, you would know that January, the protagonist, also reads a few letters from her father that were written on each of her birthdays. And that section there was very full of emotion and, well, I did cry a bit, but that's not the point. The idea is that I would have wanted a lot more. That is only my opinion. It's not the most important thing in the book, but that's something I am left with as well. I am going to be honest with you, I hate cliffhangers, but I hate them because they're so good. I absolutely love a book that pisses me off, but at the same time, it pisses me off real bad. And I want to throw the book across the room, especially if I don't have the next one. So the last thing is, as I said throughout the video, that I would want a slight depth to the writing style. I'm not really sure what I dislike or what I want specifically, since I've never read any other fantasy romance books, but I know that something is missing. I don't know what, but there's something missing for sure. And with this series, I realized that fantasy romance is my favorite genre, and I ended up buying a lot of books. Even though I've been a Kindle girly for most of my reading experience, I like books a lot, but somehow I always end up getting books on my Kindle, but then I see my boyfriend's books, which are a lot, and I then want my books, and this series, Lightlark, made me realize that I would like to have the physical copy of the book just because. Also, I might want to annotate on them, maybe highlight, which makes me realize that
I really am a book girly right now. I'm planning on buying the Lightlark series as well in a physical format, but I want the collector's edition, and only the first book has that, and I couldn't find it anywhere. So I'm going to wait a little bit and probably buy them when they're all out or whatever. I'll see, but it's the first time I really want the physical book of what I've read. Now I just can't wait to read every fantasy romance book I can put my hand on. And I'm going to tell you that the first one is definitely going to be Rebecca Yarros's Empyrean series, I think it's called. So Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. The third one is going to be released on 21st of January, and I can't miss that. I need to read the first two before that one is released. So I don't know if I'm gonna like it more than Lightlark, but I'm definitely going to make a video about that as well. So subscribe to my channel if you like my content and if you want to see more of it. Also, like this video if you enjoyed watching me. Thanks for watching.